What's up, everyone? Since the name change happened on this channel, I have still yet to do a new mural for my YouTube studio, so it was overdue. It was time. So that's what we're doing now. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to put some kind of character, and I didn't want to overthink it, so I had this sketch that I had made the other day. It looked fun. I also had a picture of the wall, so I put the picture and the sketch into Procreate on my iPad Pro, and I was able to make a fine line drawing in red to see just how well this would fit for the studio. And of course, once that was done, I decided let's just make things easy for myself and project this. I don't want to hear any crap about using a projector, guys. You know that I could do this without a projector. It just takes a little bit longer and it's kind of a pain. And also, since I was going to be using spray paint inside my house, I wanted this job done as quick and efficiently as possible. And speaking of fumes, I wanted to avoid spray paint fumes as much as possible, so I used an acrylic paint marker to map this out as well. Also, I get asked pretty frequently what kind of projector I use, what the brand is. I don't even know what brand this is. There's not much writing or any information written on it. I found it online years ago. They probably don't even sell it anymore. And it's honestly not that great. It gets the job done, but there are plenty of better ones available online now. All right, I got my lines on the wall here that you can see very lightly. I've got my window behind me. I've got my fan here. I'm all secluded in this. I'm taped in and I am ready to get some paint on the wall. So let's get to it. So this is a pretty standard formula for me. If you've been watching for a while, you know by now I like to just start at the top and work my way down. It definitely sucks having such low ceilings in my basement, but the plus side of that is that I didn't need a ladder to do this piece. Another plus side, or just random fun fact, was that I was able to do this whole piece in my socks. I didn't have to wear shoes. That was kind of different and comfortable, just painting in my house. I kept the rug underneath me and it had some cushion, so I gotta say, I was pretty comfortable painting this character. Probably one of the easiest characters I've ever painted. Honestly, I was just really excited to get a new vibe in the studio, get a fresh restart, have this goofy, funny character behind me, and just see how it made the studio feel. I've mentioned in some of my more recent videos that I want this year to be all about fun. I want to get back to why I do art, the fun of art, just making goofy characters that when I see them, it just makes me laugh and, just enjoy them overall. And I hope everyone watching is on the same page and has just as much enjoyment out of the characters as I do. I always tell you guys a little bit about what I'm using, the caps I'm using, and for this wall, to be honest, there really wasn't even any room to use the stock cap, the orange dot, which I usually use for the larger sections. Everything was such a small area that I did pretty much, I'd say like 95% of this piece with the level 1 cap and also the stencil cap, the tiny pink stencil cap. One thing I had a lot of fun adding to this piece was a secondary light source on the left side. I started adding this blue tone. There's no transparency. This is just using opaque blues to just create a secondary light source on the left side. And of course, I had fun adding some of these textures, creating just a little bit of an effect of hair. so that the monkey wasn't just plain and boring. I don't know. Give it a little life. Give it a little texture. And here's another opportunity I had to add some textures. I wanted to make sure the stitching in the hat popped out, so I used my tiny pink stencil cap to just make those little stitch marks. You guys may know by now, I like to get all of the tedious areas out of the way first and over with. So I'm working on trying to get the right side done, the can, the hand, the arm, so that I can focus on the monkey, just focus on more of the character. I like to get the upper level stuff done that I'm stretching for out of the way. I like to get the groundwork out of the way, and then just reward myself later by focusing on the midsection. And of course, you should also know by now, whenever I get the chance, I save the eyes till the end because I just feel like that gives the character all the life. It's where the viewer's eyes are most likely to go, so I save that till the end. It's areas like this that I realized the secondary lighting of the blue that I added definitely came in handy to kind of just add a little bit to the black shoulder that I'm painting here, because the gray on the right side of it shows the highlight and structure a little bit, but adding that blue light source that I put in later just gives it a little more, other than just being more of a blob. Just having that little bit of blue that I add just kind of gives it a little more. At this point in the progress, I was just so happy to be moving along. I got to the gums, which was an area where I could add more color, and then I was a little concerned with the teeth matching the skin tone that I put for the monkey, but at the same time, I decided let's add a little more yellow to those teeth to kind of just like stain them and break them apart from the skin tone, and I think it was effective. It was a good chance to repeat the color of the eyes and kind of repeat the pattern so that the viewer's eyes would flow around the piece of art. At this point, you can see I'm going around and just layering some highlights on, just working on building up more and more contrast throughout this piece and getting closer and closer to those eyes and being done with this character. Of course, one thing I should point out is that even though I want to save the eyes till the end, I actually have to work in the proper layers so that I am, I guess, not overspraying. So you will see me base the eyes in green here, just to put that in. But realistically, the glasses are over the eyes, so the glasses will be one of the last things. And the nose overlaps the glasses a little. So I kind of have to work in stages and steps from the furthest point to the closest point of the viewer. But on that note, there is no right way or wrong way to go about doing this. This is simply what works for me, is starting with the furthest point from the viewer and working towards the closest point of the viewer. want to point out working on the surface was kind of tricky because this is not actual brick. This is fake brick put in by the previous owners. So it's somewhat similar to drywall. And if you layer too much spray paint too quickly without letting it dry, it will drip. It will be too wet and it will just start running down the wall. So I try to move around the wall as much as possible, work on some separate sections, let those dry, and then revisit those sections once they are dry. And now I can finally start working on those glasses. This section was pretty fun for me because it gave me a chance to play with a transparent appearance. That sounded weird. A transparent appearance. Anyways, that's exactly what it was. It gave the appearance that things were transparent, that there was glass, by just using different tones of blue to make it look like there was a tint to the glass and you are seeing parts of the eyes and eyelids and cheeks through that glass. And as we get closer and closer to the completion of this character, I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to my paid Patreon members now. You guys are absolutely awesome and very appreciated. And if anyone from home watching wants to help support as well, you could feel free to go on over to my Patreon. I will leave a link in the description of this video. Another way to help support me, of course, is to head on over to my website, kbuart.com. Here I have plenty of merch available, from prints to original artwork, some apparel, stickers, some pins, so be sure to check it out. There's much more on the site than what I'm showing here, so check it out today and maybe pick yourself up some. I really appreciate it. And now, let's get back to painting. In the time since I've done this piece, I've been working in my studio, and I gotta say, I really enjoy the new vibe, the new atmosphere. I got a new piece of furniture to hold some of my art supplies. I put some more artwork up around me. So I'm enjoying it, and I really hope that you guys enjoy the new view behind me whenever I am doing studio work. But yeah, I guess the best way to find out is to give you a look for yourselves now. Oh, hey! Thanks for stopping by. I hope you guys enjoyed the new studio. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and now I'll give you a closer look at the rest of it.